There's a photograph of Albert Einstein from 1955, just months before his death. In it, his wild hair frames a face marked not by triumph, but by something far more haunting, a deep, almost unbearable sadness. His eyes, those same eyes that had gazed into the mysteries of the universe, now held a fear that had nothing to do with black holes or quantum mechanics. It was a fear of something much closer to home, a fear of us. You see, Einstein wasn't afraid of the cosmos. He wasn't afraid of challenging God's dice or rewriting the laws of physics. What terrified Albert Einstein was human nature itself. And perhaps, if we're honest with ourselves, we understand why. Picture this. You're sitting alone in your room at 2 a.m., scrolling through news that makes your heart heavy. Wars, hatred, people turning against each other over the smallest differences. You feel that familiar ache in your chest, that sense that humanity is broken, that we're capable of such beauty and such horror, sometimes in the same breath. That feeling you have right now? Einstein carried it every single day for the last decade of his life. But this story begins much earlier, in a small apartment in Berlin, 1933. Einstein, already the most famous scientist in the world, was packing his belongings with trembling hands, not because he was excited about a new adventure, but because his own species had turned against him. The Nazis had put a bounty on his head, not for any crime, but simply for being Jewish, for thinking differently, for daring to see the world through the lens of curiosity rather than hatred. As he folded his few possessions, Einstein whispered to his wife Elsa, "I never thought I would live to see the day when human beings would hunt other human beings like animals." This wasn't just about him. This was about what he was witnessing in the human soul, a capacity for cruelty that seemed to grow stronger as our knowledge grew deeper. Einstein fled to Princeton, but he couldn't flee from what he had learned about us. In his quiet study, surrounded by equations that could unlock the secrets of time and space, he would often put down his pen and stare out the window. His assistant once found him there, tears streaming down his face. When asked what was wrong, Einstein replied, "I made one great mistake in my life. I signed the letter to President Roosevelt recommending that atom bombs be made." You know that feeling when you realize you've contributed to something that hurts people? When your good intentions somehow pave the way for destruction? Einstein lived with that weight every single day. The man who gave us E equals mc squared watched in horror as his beautiful equation, this elegant dance of energy and matter, was twisted into the most destructive force humanity had ever created. But here's what makes Einstein's fear so profound, so heartbreakingly human. It wasn't just about the bomb. It was about what the bomb revealed about us. In his letters to friends, he wrote, "A new type of thinking is essential if mankind is to survive and move toward higher levels. Yet I see everywhere the opposite happening." He saw us choosing fear over curiosity. He saw us building walls instead of bridges. He saw us using our magnificent brains, these incredible gifts that could compose symphonies and cure diseases, to find new ways to hate each other. Take a moment and think about your own life. How many times have you felt misunderstood? How many times have you watched people choose anger over understanding, judgment over compassion? Einstein felt this too, but on a cosmic scale. He once said, "The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it." This wasn't the judgment of a distant genius. This was the heartbreak of a man who loved humanity so deeply that our failures felt like personal betrayals. Einstein believed in our potential with the same passion he brought to understanding the universe. And that's exactly why our cruelty cut him so deeply. In his final years, Einstein would take long walks through Princeton, often stopping to help children with their homework or to pet a neighbor's dog. These small moments of connection were his refuge from the larger darkness he saw spreading across the world. A colleague once asked him why he bothered with these simple interactions when he could be solving the greatest mysteries of existence. Einstein's response was profound. Because in these moments, I remember what we could be. He never stopped believing in our capacity for wonder. Even as he feared our capacity for destruction, he held on to hope like a lifeline. He wrote, "Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution." This is Einstein's gift to us, not just his equations, but his reminder that we are capable of transcendence. Yes, we are the species that created atomic weapons, but we are also the species that creates music that moves souls, art that captures eternity, love that defies logic. Einstein's fear of human beings wasn't hatred. It was love in its most vulnerable form. It was the fear of a parent watching a child make dangerous choices, knowing their potential for greatness. As he lay dying in that Princeton hospital in 1955, Einstein's last words were spoken in German to a nurse who couldn't understand them. We'll never know what he said, but perhaps it was a final prayer for the species he feared and loved in equal measure. Today, when you feel overwhelmed by the darkness in the world, when you feel afraid of what humans are capable of, remember Einstein's deeper message. Our capacity for destruction is matched only by our capacity for creation. We are the species that split the atom, yes. But we are also the species that writes poetry about splitting atoms. Einstein was afraid of human beings because he knew exactly what we're capable of, both the darkness and the light. And maybe, just maybe, that fear is exactly what we need to choose the light. Tonight, when you look up at the stars, remember that the same mind that feared humanity's darkness also gave us the tools to reach those very stars. Einstein's legacy isn't just in his equations. It's in his reminder that every single one of us carries within us the power to choose love over fear, curiosity over hatred, creation over destruction. We are all Einstein's children, inheriting both his genius and his responsibility. The question isn't whether we're capable of greatness, it's whether we'll choose it. What did Einstein's story awaken in you today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and they truly matter to me. And if this touched your heart the way it touched mine, please subscribe and join our community of souls seeking deeper meaning in this beautiful, complex world we share. Thank you for spending these precious minutes with me, and for caring enough about our shared humanity to listen.